Start to record, and we'll start as we do week to week. It's Monday evening, so welcome yourself. Take some time to get settled in. And for this evening, for our breath work, you might choose to be lying down. Right? You could also be seated, but the practice can be easily done from a reclined position. Get comfy, get cozy, and we'll begin. You can cue your body. There's a couple of things you can do besides dimming the lights in your room and maybe grabbing your eye pillow and getting physically comfortable. The other things you can do are rest your eyes, right? You can close the eyes, of course, if you like. Most important is the softening around the eyes, corners of the eyes, and the muscles around the cheekbones, the temples. Relax your jaw. And behind your eyelids, lower the gaze of the eyes away from the brain, toward the nose, toward the body. If it's possible to breathe through the nose, begin to breathe through the nose. But other than nostril breathing, let your breath be natural and effortless. And just notice the shift that begins to take place as you soften your eyes, as you lower the gaze of the eyes, and as you begin to tune into the breath. You might take a moment to welcome yourself, greet yourself. Acknowledge this moment of arrival and becoming settled. Allow your body a space of comfort. And as you observe the breath, allow the breath to find its own unique rhythm. And as the breath settles into a natural rhythm, your unique natural rhythm, you might find your mind beginning to settle and to find some ease in the mind. So the mind and the body are connected through the breath body, the energy body. As the physical body becomes more comfortable and the breath settles into a more natural, restful rhythm, and the mind can follow. Taking the time here to begin to rest beneath an inner autumn sky, right about the midpoint of the fall season. And I know for many, this time of the year can be a challenge for many reasons. But the shorter days, the longer evenings, the darkness, you might feel a little more tired, a little lethargic, be hard to get going. We just kind of want to cozy up, hibernate. And sometimes there's this line between hibernation and really kind of isolating, right? So we can feel a little more isolated sometimes this time of the year. But I look at this as an opportunity to create the space for stillness, to restore our energy, and to allow the darkness, and especially the light of the moon in the darkness, to guide us inward to what matters most. The moonlight and the stars reminding us of our quiet, enduring internal light. So as the seasons begin to shift and the days begin to shorten, we hear a whisper from nature, from the world around us, inviting us to slow down, to come home, to be present, and to remember what is most essential. Allow yourself to fully arrive with the breath. Breathing in, simply notice. Exhaling, softening. Inhaling, noticing, sensing the breath, this moment of presence. Exhaling to soften and to release and to settle into these moments of presence. Begin to sense the breath within and around the belly, the deep low belly. You might also feel yourself breathing from the base of your lungs, the very lower lobes of your lungs. And as you focus your attention on the breath within and around the deep low belly and within the lower lobes of your lungs, feel for softness in the belly as you breathe in and allow your belly to fully expand, taking time to slow down the inhalation by filling the belly with breath. And then take the time, perhaps even a little more time, to exhale completely. And as you exhale, allow for, feel for a very natural sort of contraction of the deep low belly. It's like the low belly is drawing downward, inward, and even slightly upward as you exhale. So on the inhale, there's softness in the belly, expansion, a moment of receiving. And as you exhale, there's sort of this feeling of drawing down, moving deeper within from the low belly, slight bit of contraction to help empty the lungs of the breath. And just feel for this slow, deep belly breathing through the nose. Exhaling completely. And as you breathe in and breathe out more slowly, you might even begin to imagine or visualize what's happening internally. So as we breathe in, the big breathing muscle that sits underneath the lungs, the diaphragm contracts on the inhale and it pulls down into the belly. And that creates a vacuum, a suction for the lungs to receive the inhale. So as you breathe in, let the belly be soft. Let the belly receive the contraction of the diaphragm, opening, receiving the diaphragm. And then as you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes, but the belly contracts, helping to move the diaphragm back up into the lungs to empty the lungs of the breath. So feel for this. The opening, softening of the belly as you breathe in, and yet the contraction of the diaphragm on the inhale. And on the exhale, the relaxation of the diaphragm, contraction of the deep low belly, helping you to empty the the lungs of breath. So at the same time, simultaneously, you're breathing in, relaxing the belly, contracting the diaphragm, exhaling, contracting belly, relaxing diaphragm. So there's an exhalation, inhalation balance along with effort and ease, traction and opening, expansion, and a release. As you sense the breath in the belly, lower lobes of the lungs, feeling for the expansion, the slight bit of contraction. Notice the breath slowing down to perhaps a more steady rhythm. You might now create a more steady rhythm internally as you breathe in for a count of 4 and exhale for the same length of time, count of 4. Breathing in to a count of 4. Exhaling, same length of time, count of 4. Continue on your own, breathing in, breathing out to a steady count of 4. And you create the tempo. You can breathe in and count a little more quickly, or you can slow down the counting, slowing down the breath even more. Calibrate the rhythm, the tempo to a pace that feels just right for you. Steady, rhythmic, soothing, and harmonious. And it's this balance again of effort and ease, finding your rhythm and creating your rhythm. And as you settle into the breath practice, into this rhythm that you are now creating, you might notice your balance of effort and ease. Notice if perhaps there could be more attention to the inhale and the effort to observe the breath, or perhaps more attention to the exhalation, allowing for ease in the breath. Continue for a few more rounds. The mind becomes distracted, lost in thought, story, as it likely will do. Simply return home to the next cycle of breath. At least one more round. Steady count, creating your rhythm. And then let go of the effort and simply observe. Notice what happens when you release the control of the breath and you allow the body to breathe the breath once again naturally. Notice what you feel in the body, the belly, the lungs. Notice how the breath is now responding. the effort to breathe. Notice perhaps how through the breath your energy is now beginning to shift, if at all. And then notice the mind, the thoughts, the distractions, busyness, the restlessness, any boredom, sleepiness. And then allow for it all. And with your next breath, take a slow, really deep inhale, like bigger than you've done so far. Fill and stretch your lungs fully. And then exhale out of the mouth, letting go with a sigh. A couple of natural breaths. And then this time, as you breathe in deep, take a little pause about a third of the way, right? Each third of the way. So breathing in first, feel your belly stretch, pause. Inhale a little more to the rib cage, sides of the rib cage, pause there. And then finish your inhalation at the upper lungs, the chest, and pause. And then exhale any way you like, mouth, nose, or lips. Releasing the 3-part breath, natural breath for a couple rounds. And then another round of 3-part inhalation, breathing in 1/3 of the way to the belly and pause. 2/3 of the way to the rib cage, pause. Finish your inhalation, filling the lungs fully, upper lobes of the lungs, chest, heart space. Pause. Exhale, let it go out through the mouth, nose or lips, any way that feels good. A couple of natural breaths. And then one last 3-part inhalation. As you're ready, from the belly, breathe in 1/3 of the way, pause. 2/3, rib cage, pause. Finish the inhalation around the heart space, pause. And then exhale, let it go. Natural breath in, empty out. And then one last big deep breath. Fill the belly, the rib cage, the lungs, the heart space. One continuous inhalation. Pause at the top. Make room for a little more and then sip in a little more through the nose. Purse your lips and this time exhale through the lips. Natural breath. And then begin to feel for the internal shift from a state of breathing the breath to a state of being with the breath. And allow that to be your cue to perhaps find a little more comfort in the body as you prepare yourself for Yoga Nidra. Taking some time to adjust your props as needed for a little more support. The back of your head, neck, shoulders. Feel for a little space at the back of the neck, base of the skull. As needed, you might prop the back of your knees if your lower back is starting to speak to you. The body is cooling down and you're feeling a little chilly in your hands, feet, or toes. You may put on some socks, grab a blanket. This time of the year can nice to have a little bit of weighted support over the belly, or even a little bit of a heat, if your body's okay with that, like a heating pad on a low temp, warming the belly, or even your lower back. So a little extra warming support perhaps this time of year for Yoga Nidra. Any other adjustment to make, feel free to do so now or at any time. For the body to embrace stillness and for the breath to truly settle into a natural, restful, harmonious rhythm, and for the mind to follow, we must physically be comfortable. So do what you need to take care of yourself in this practice. And then settle in. Rest your eyes again, lower the gaze of the eyes. Send your body breathing the breath. And from this point on, there's no effort to breathe. Just allow your body to be supported by the ground, the surface below you, held by the breath. Allow your breath to be soft, natural, gentle. And then release the mind. Let go of the to-do list. Let go of any expectations, any need to analyze, figure things out. Let go of the need to feel as if you're doing the practice right or wrong. There is no such thing in Yoga Nidra. Simply following along and allowing for your experience of rest and stillness. Whether that means you might be a little restless, a little sleepy, a little bored, whatever it might be, allow for it. Invite it and become present. Becoming present is a way of honoring ourselves. And for tonight's Yoga Nidra practice, I invite you to honor what it is you most need. Not what you think you need, not what others expect of you, but the truth that arises when you pause long enough to listen and to become present with oneself. So for some, the need might be rest, softening, and letting go, an opportunity to fully exhale. For others, there might be a need to express something honest, speak your truth, to let a feeling rise to the surface. For some, we might need space, time alone, a boundary to set, silence to be held. And for others, there might be a need for connection, for warmth and shared presence. The beauty of stillness is that stillness illuminates our inner needs. So taking this time to feel what you feel, to observe what you notice, to allow for presence so that these needs can surface and rise, allowing for a state of clarity, calm, the ability to see things more clearly and to feel things a bit more deeply, but gently and without judgment. So for tonight's practice, let whatever is rising to be honored from the heart space as you begin to shift your attention and awareness to the energetic heart center. Feel the breath, natural, restful, within and around the heart space. As you connect to the space of the heart center, take some time to connect or create your inner sanctuary. We do this each week at the beginning of the practice, imagining a place within you where your body and your spirit feel deeply at ease. Be a real place, make it up entirely. You might have the same place from week to week. Whatever your unique inner sanctuary might be, allow the sensory details to appear one by one. The temperature of the air around you, the lighting or the darkness, the landscape, the sky, sounds, textures, and most important, what you feel. Perhaps feelings of safety, feeling grounded, at home. From this moment onward, allow yourself to rest in the essence of your inner sanctuary. From the safety of your inner sanctuary, feeling grounded, supported, take some time to connect to your intention. Allow your intention for your practice to arise naturally from the heart space. What brings you here? You might like to embody or to receive or to offer to yourself or even others. Statement of truth. Perhaps I am. Something like, I am present, aware of my needs. I return to what matters most. I honor what I need. Whatever your intention might be, take some time to connect. Breathe a little breath as you repeat it to yourself silently or out loud at least 3 times. And as you feel ready, breathe it in, let it go, setting it free as you trust oneself and this practice of stillness. From the heart space, sense your body breathing, whole body breathing each breath, preparing the body for this journey of shifting your attention and awareness throughout the full landscape of the body. The body scan is one of the most essential components of the Yoga Nidra practice. As we move awareness from one region of the body to the next, we're not actually trying to relax the body. Instead, we are inviting the nervous system to remember what relaxation feels like. It's a remembering, a returning home. So each point of attention acts like a switch on and off, providing a soft landing space, helping the brain to shift from a state of thinking to a more sensory state of being. As we move your awareness throughout the body, different parts of the body, the mind becomes a little more spacious, the breath a little more restful, and the body drops into deeper states of rest. Body scan is a homecoming, an invitation to feel and to allow for your entire wholeness, state of being. Listen to what your body holds as you begin to sense the breath in the right side of the body, tension, awareness in the right side of the body as you feel right side of the body breathing. And then bring your attention to the palm of the right hand. Sense the palm of the right hand. Noticing the breath. Palm of the right hand, breathing the breath. Sense the tip of the right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and the pinky, back of the right hand, the right wrist, right forearm, elbow, upper arm, right shoulder blade, collarbone, and the space between. Right side of the rib cage, right side lung, right side of the heart space, right side waist, low belly, low back, and the space between. Right hip and the whole right leg, upper thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, top of the right foot, sole of the right foot, right big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. Sense the whole right side of the body, breathing the breath. And then shift your mind, your attention to the left side of the body. Begin to sense the breath in the left side of the body. Feeling left side of the body, breathing the breath. Bring your attention to the palm of the left hand, breathing the breath. And the tip of your left thumb, breathing the breath, left thumb. Left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and the pinky, back of the left hand, left wrist, left forearm, elbow, upper arm, left shoulder blade, collarbone, and the space between. Left side of the rib cage, left lung, left side of the heart space, left side waist, low belly, low back, and the space between. Left hip and the whole left leg, upper thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, top of the left foot, sole of the left foot, left big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. Sense the whole left side of the body, breathing the breath. Invite your attention to the back of the body. Begin to feel your attention moving towards the back of the body as you sense back of the body now, breathing the breath. Each breath. Bottoms of your feet, heels, and the back of your legs, calves, upper back thighs, back of the knees, tip of the tailbone, center of low back, back of the hips, and the entire back side of the spine, back of the rib cage, lungs, heart space, space between the shoulder blades, outer edges, back of the shoulders, and the arms, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, the back of the hands and fingers. Sense the skin on the back of the neck, base of the skull, back of the head, and behind the ears. From the crown of your head to the fingertips to your toes, sense whole backside of the body, breathing the breath and remembering what it feels like to be relaxed with the breath. Bring your attention to the front side of the body. Feel for the breath, front side of the body, breathing each breath, sensing space at the center of your forehead, between the eyebrows, temples, cheekbone, tip of the nose, upper jaw, lower jaw, and the space between. Back of the tongue, neck, space between the collarbones, front side of the rib cage, lungs, heart center, front of the shoulders, and the inner arms, upper inner arms, elbows, lower inner forearms, wrists, palms of the hands, and the fingers. Sense the navel center, deep low belly, and the space between navel and rib cage. Front side of the hips and the legs, whole legs, upper thighs, knees, shin, tops of the feet, from the tips of the toes to your fingertips, crown of your head, sense, feel the entire front side of the body, breathing the breath. Then sense the full contour of the body, all sides of the body, front and back, left and right, all sides of the body, the outer physical landscape, the internal spacious being. Sense the space within you, the space around you. Sense the whole body, breathing the breath, integrated, whole, spacious. Sense this feeling of returning home to wholeness and a remembering of what it feels like to be deeply relaxed, at ease, present, at peace with oneself. To allow for this experience of integration and wholeness, we begin the practice of sensing pairs of opposites in the emotional body, noticing feelings, sensations from one end of the spectrum to the other, helping us to recognize that we are never just one thing. We are a spectrum of emotions, sensations, and experiences. Allow for the whole constellation of emotions, feelings, and sensations. So we bring awareness to two opposite qualities. Begin to sense and feel heaviness in the body. Notice where you sense heaviness in the body and what heaviness might feel like to you. Notice heaviness in the body. Notice the opposite, the feeling of lightness. Notice sensations of lightness in the body, sensations of floating. Notice where and how you feel lightness in the body. And then allow for both. Notice and observe both. Experiencing both as one spacious truth, an entire spectrum of sensation. Notice both heaviness, lightness in the body. Then sense the feeling of constriction. Notice the feeling of constriction in your body, where you might sense constriction, how you might feel the feeling of constriction. Notice your experience of constriction in the body. And then notice the opposite, the feeling of spaciousness. Notice where within the body you sense spaciousness. Notice how the feeling of spaciousness arrives in your body. Notice your experience of sensation of spaciousness. And then notice, allow for both. Neither one good nor bad. Allow for both. The sense of constriction, the feeling of spaciousness. Allow for both. Resting in the awareness of more spacious truth that allows for the full spectrum of sensation, constriction, to spaciousness. And then notice where within the body you might sense the feeling of anger. Notice the feeling of anger and how anger feels in your body. Notice the feeling of anger. And then notice the opposite. Notice tenderness, the feeling of tenderness, the softness perhaps behind the tenderness. Notice how tenderness feels in your body, where you might sense it, how you hold your experience of tenderness. And then allow for both the sensation of anger, the sensation of tenderness. Notice, feel, allow for both as one larger, more spacious truth, a continuum of spectrum of sensation, from anger to tenderness, and allow for it all. Notice other sensations in the body, other experiences, feelings in the body. Notice, feel, allow for all of your experience, honoring all of what you feel, and allowing these seemingly opposites sensations to dissolve into wholeness and integration. Wholeness and integration. Wholeness and integration. Allowing for a deeper state of contentment, ease, clarity, and clearer seeing in the mind. From the eye's mind, mind's eye, you might begin to imagine and visualize, tapping into the intuitive mind, the imaginative mind. Sense your sanctuary around you. Sense the heart space within you. And within the heart space, you might begin to visualize a single flame, small, steady, unwavering. You begin to feel the warmth of this flame. The flame glows, does not strain. There's a sense of ease and fluidity. It does not flicker in effort. This inner light glows brightly on its own. You do not need to feel strong for it to exist. This flame is simply present because you are present. This flame within you is your wholeness, your aliveness, your quiet truth, and inner endurance. From the flame within the heart, begin to shift your attention toward the night sky above you. Imagine the sky, the velvety dark sky, scattered with stars and moonlight. Each star providing you with a moment of clarity, a memory of connection, a reminder of what matters most. The flame within you and the stars above you carry the same message. Your light does not have to be bright to be real. It rises from within, slowly, steadily, like embers warming into a glow. The only task is to remember. Returning home to this deep remembrance of inner ease, relaxation, and contentment. Feeling at peace, in a state of wholeness, integration, body, mind, and spirit. In this state of being, state of non-doing, you might now take the time to return to your intention, your statement of truth, and just kind of see how it feels now. Reconnect. Perhaps you might see it a bit more clearly, imagine it a little more vividly, feel it a little more fully in the body. And then, as before, repeat it to yourself or out loud another 3 times. And maybe once more for a little extra good luck. Feel your body breathing. Feel your body resting. And then, as you feel ready on your own time, feel for a slow, deep belly breath. Breathing in to take in all of this experience. Maybe pausing at a moment, at the top of the inhale, just taking it all in. You might even sip in a little bit more. And then as you feel ready, exhale, mouth, nose, or lips, letting it all go. trusting oneself as you begin to now transition from the state of being from Yoga Nidra to the world around you. When you are ready to make that transition, please do so slowly. If it feels good, give yourself another deep breath. Maybe wiggle your fingertips, your toes. Could feel good to take some time to stretch. Just gently cueing the body that the Yoga Nidra journey has now ended. Some point you might roll to one side, might even rise to seated, but there's no rush. I'll close this out. A moment of gratitude. Take a moment here to be grateful for oneself for showing up, being still, breathing the breath, and to honor what you most need. May you return to what most matters. May you honor what you need and remember your quiet inner light. From my heart to yours, I thank each one of you for showing up this evening and allowing me to share this practice with you. Namaste.
Namaste, Namaste.
Thank you, Kathy. Namaste. I hope everybody has a wonderful, restful, peaceful evening and hope to see you next week. Bye, guys.